Hey, everybody. The Open Task Podcast is back. We took a little bit of a break so that we could enjoy our families and travel a little bit since we're fully vaccinated.
Exactly. We are. That we are.
Joe Carlos, how you feeling, man?
I'm feeling good, man. My double good popcorn arrived, which makes me do more riding on the Peloton. But I'm feeling good. How are you doing? How was LA?
LA was fantastic, man.
You're in the Beverly Center, holding hands, not giving a damn.
Look, I did go to the Beverly Center. I was holding any hands. Solo Fodolo trip. You know, sometimes you got to do that.
Nothing wrong with that, brother.
Sometimes you got to do that. So, but yeah, I went to the Beverly Center, got some egg slut. And went to the beach. As I was regaling to you, I stepped in a tar ball.
Tell people what a tar ball is, please.
So a tar ball is LA, California, this is an oil producing area of the country. The same thing actually happens in Houston.
Where I'm not from. Yes.
Where you're absolutely not from. In your great state, your vast great state. One of your far south neighbors.
Yes.
So, any place that produces oil very near the coast, apparently that oil can coalesce into a ball of tar, which will then come ashore, like so much seaweed and kelp. Yeah. And instead of stepping in seaweed and kelp, which you can just shake off, the tar ball sticks to the bottom of your foot, so that you need to apply a pressure hose or a pumice stone to get rid of the tar. And I ruined a pair of nice Nike socks. Those the socks that have the little like left and right on them. I don't know.
Yeah.
Those expensive Nike socks, and even my J's have a little bit of an oil scent to them now. So I'm a little peeved. But
I'm sorry about that, brother.
That was the low light of the trip, and if that's the low light of the trip, then the rest of the trip I got to see my nephew. My nephew turned 3.
Congratulations!
And got to
Happy
hang
birthday.
out with my brother-in-law. Little Tony is a stable genius. He's a very smart young man. I tried my usual tricks that I learned from my dad to trick little kids, see how smart they are, and he passed all those tests. He's
nice.
Yeah, and just generally, I saw my older cousin Clint, and got a chance to meet his fiance and really talk with her and hang out with the homie OJ, who got me started on all this blogging stuff. So.
Nice.
All in all, great trip. And then to cap it all off, I had a wonderful dinner with one of my heroes, one of my personal heroes, one of our guests that we had on our excellent Boys in the Hood. I know it's the Wood episode. Cash, me and Cash and his family, and young Golden DACA, the future of our great the valedictorian, our past valedictorian, and
yes,
Colin. We had a great dinner. We talked a lot about the state of the world right now. We talked about kind of surviving through this depression, as it were, both literally and figuratively, and just generally fellowshipped and chopped it up as men do sometimes, and had a great time. So
wonderful.
How about you, Joe? Man, so you traveled down to the wonderful state of Florida.
I was in Orlando. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was in Orlando. At the Orange Lake Resort and in Kissimmee.
Nice.
And pool days. My tan's gone. I worked hard on it. My tan's gone. A lot of lazy rivering. Nice. Cabana was hard to come by. We finally got it Friday, the last day.
Awesome.
So that was great. But just good times, late night ice cream runs for the kids.
Yes.
A lot of late night ice cream, late night ice cream sandwich runs. A lot of wings. I eat wings probably every day. Fortunately, we're just having fun.
Yeah.
So happy to have gotten there safely and gotten home safely. Mm-hmm. as well. So now we're back to work, and Unfortunately, we're here with you, talking about things.
Yeah, man. So we're flowing from the survival scrolls. Take it. I'm not drinking tonight. I'm on. Actually, Publix has this wonderful watermelon basil sweet tea.
If I were doing that, I would check it out. But I might take a rare departure and try that.
It's pretty good. Much better than their cucumber kiwi variety. I try all of them. Anytime Publix has a new tea, I try it all. So, it's pretty good. Pretty good. Pretty good.
Pretty good. I'm with you.
So tonight we're going to be talking about music mainly, man. And our planned discussion, we were going to. I was going to defend myself, as it were, and I still will. Before we do that, man, unfortunately, in the interim between our most recent episode about The Godfather, which we have no regrets about, by the way.
None.
None. Can't wait to talk about the part 2 whenever we talk about it, because
can't wait.
And shout out to let me give a shout out real quick to my chief, my coworker, my chief of our clinic, Dr. Rosalina Muckle. She's an avid listener of ours now.
Thank you, Dr. Muckle. Thank you.
She has picked up the Godfather novelization, the novel, the original novel, the
good.
And she gave it the official Harper Stewart endorsement. It's a page turner like a mug. So she's all in. She's all in, and I'm happy about that, because it gives us some stuff to talk about in the clinic. We're growing by leaps and bounds, man. We're going to be bigger than US still one of these days.
It's constant and these constant references to 2.
Every time something big happens in your life, man, that's my thing. That's that moment.
I understand. I get it.
And Michael
Hyman and Hyman's got his shirt off and he's outside. No, that was a different scene.
Yeah, because he's shirtless a lot actually in the movie.
Yeah, but he was outside. That's when he was outside. He says,
Michael, we're bigger than US Steel.
US Steel. That was when they were outside.
When they just cut the cake or something like that, right?
Right. Which always makes me hungry. I always want some cake.
Yeah, that cake did look delectable. So in the interim between our last show and now, unfortunately, the great Earl Simmons, DMX, trouble guy for sure, but genius, at least in my opinion, passed away. And just wanted to talk real briefly before we jump into the great debate here about the impact that DMX had on me as an individual.
Sure.
His first album, is Dark and Hell Aside, came out during the summer, or right before the summer began, between my freshman year and my sophomore year. And in college. Now he had been burgeoning on the scene, making guest appearances here, there, and hither and yon. You know what I mean? Like, it was an anticipated album, and it lived up to the hype. But it more importantly for me, it got me to and from work on the MARTA station, on the MARTA bus. So I would take the MARTA bus to the College Park station, take the College Park station up to the Art Center. Transfer from the Art Center to the
CCT. Lord,
bus.
You can take a nap on that one though.
Oh yeah. Well, unfortunately, fortunately or unfortunately, I had Earl Simmons barking in my ear. So,
I would say, well, you could have taken a nap. That's a little ride. It's
a trek, man.
Of 75.
That was the soundtrack of my summer, man.
Were you working at Cumberland? Where were you working?
Yeah, I was working at Cumberland. I was working in Rack Room Shoes in Cumberland. The great Rack Room Shoes. Shout out to
where was that in relation to Sears?
It was I think it was on the same wing as Sears, next to it. So because Richards was all the way. No, I take that back, because you're right. Sears was by the food court, so we're in the opposite end. We must be by Macy's then, because we were all the way at the end of the mall.
Okay, on the other end. Okay,
I know that there was a young lady that worked at Richards that would come in every now and again that I may have had like 1 or 2 lunch dates with. That yes.
Mall love. There's nothing like mall love.
That was a monumental summer for me. A lot of great things happened that summer. But one of the highlights of it was, I would get paid, go down to Sam Goody, get some CDs, you know what I mean? Yeah. And this would, but no matter how many CDs I got, and I got a lot of CDs that summer, I probably could have bought a car instead. I listened to music. I got the Cain and Abel, the Greens, the Cornbread, and the Cabbage, all those albums,
Wow.
Yes, exactly. But DMX was always the one that I was like, I just feel like listening to X right now. And so Stark and Hell is Hot, that was fine. And then later, like, I didn't even know, this is how much I was out of the loop at this point in time. I didn't even know he had another album brewing. Flesh of My Flesh came out. My buddy Brandon Smallwood had joined the military and was on leave from. He was in the Air Force at the time. He was on leave, and we hooked up during that winter break. And it was my first time seeing him in a year and a half, and all this kind of stuff. And we went to Circuit City. And sure enough, that album was there at Circuit City. I was like, I didn't even know X had a new album. He picked it up, bought it sight unseen. We listened to it start to finish, and we're just, our minds were blown. Like, hold on, man, this guy has just 2 classic albums in a row. 1 year. And then, then there was X, the third album, is another banger. I mean, we can talk about the troubles that DMX had, and he had plenty, and we're all flawed. But, his music left an indelible mark. He's a different kind of guy, period. Mm-hmm. Nobody else like him. One of a kind, one of one. There'll never be another guy like him. I don't care how anybody tries to replicate it. There's only one. So huge loss. And I wanted to make sure something was said on the record about him. I don't know. Were you a fan of DMX at all, Joe?
I obviously I was a fan of X. No question. He wasn't one of my favorites.
Okay.
But it didn't mean I didn't like his music. I don't think I owned one of the albums.
Okay.
I definitely had the songs. I had individual songs later.
Sure.
MP3s. I didn't have to. The thing is, I didn't have to own the albums because everybody I knew had them.
Everybody had it.
Yeah. It was if I wanted to listen to it, I just go to somebody else's room or my roommates at the time just go to another part of the house and just go get the CD and put and play it. So it wasn't like I needed to have it. And then even later when I was hoarding music and buying CDs constantly, I don't for whatever reason I don't think I bought it, but that wasn't a reflection on how I felt about his music. However, at a time, and this is a quote from my friend Ray Jones, at a time when, or this is a summary of Ray's feelings on it, at a time when back when Puff had it, in the words of Jay, back when Puff had it, and the shiny suits, and him and Mace and the shiny suits, and even Missy with all that Hype Williams stuff going on, all that. Mm-hmm. At that time, X kind of came in, like Jay said, like lighter fluid.
Yeah.
And just was different though, and was gritty and real. And I once heard somebody talk about Richard Pryor's comedy, saying that Richard Pryor's comedy was like, here's my soul.
Yeah.
Here, I'm gonna just peel my soul away and give it to here. This is my soul.
Yeah.
And that's kind of how I feel about X.
Yeah, that's a great analogy. That's a great
because and if you think, and I know how you feel about this next person, but I'm just gonna go there. If you think about it in a way, and I'm landing this plane. If you think about it in a way, X was probably one of the first male rappers who had no problem talking about his life.
Yeah.
And no problem talking about the pain and the suffering. Tupac did too, a little bit, but there was he was also Big Willie too, at the same time.
Yeah.
But X kind of kept that going. Like X never vacillated away from that.
With Pac, you couldn't tell whether it was like the Bishop thing or whether it was like, some of it.
Was it an act or was it? But I think in a way, then it was okay to show your feelings.
Yeah.
Much later, and I know how you feel about this guy, but Drake, I think, has no problem telling you, this is how I felt at the time when I drive down this street in Atlanta. These were the feelings. I know the girl's name. I know where she worked. I know, like, this is what I was going through.
Yeah.
And I'm going to share that. I don't think you get that or others like that without X. I'm not saying the delivery is totally different. All that, the stories are different. All that, but I'm just saying, like, he had that, and he had club bangers.
Yeah, absolutely,
as well, or anthems, right? And so I think if there's a regret, he was supposed to play the '99 homecoming concert, because it was Cash Money Rough Riders, and he was supposed to play the '99 homecoming concert. He did not show. For whatever reason, we never got an answer for that.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
It was supposed to be
like
Cash Money
and Rough Riders.
DMX. Yeah, Rough Riders. DMX was supposed to the front man. I mean, we were gonna have him at like this height, or this initial trajectory. So that is a regret on. I mean, I wish I had seen him live.
Yeah,
I did not see him. That's a major regret for me. And I presumed he was coming that day, and then when he wasn't there, a bunch of guys in bikes, and Eve showed up in his stead. I was like, man, that's not who I want to see.
Yeah.
So it is what it is. It is what it is. Yeah. But a tremendous loss. He was a pioneer. He was true to himself, and a gifted artist. And hopefully he is truly at peace.
Yeah.
In heaven, hopefully he is truly at peace.
Yeah.
And his whole soul can remain at peace.
Absolutely.
As well.
Absolutely. I mean, you think about, and this will be the last thing I say about it before we jump to our next issue, but the fact that I personally know of a few people who were able to come to grips with how they feel about religion and Christ and everything else like that, based on X's openness. And he certainly, I mean, I'm not calling him TD Jakes or anything like that at all, but he was definitely somebody that talked about religion in a way that made it accessible for some people that it would not have been accessible for at all.
I hear you. I mean, I think another acolyte of that type of frankness is Kanye.
Yeah,
as well.
Absolutely.
I mean, I just think X was just like, I'm bearing my soul to you.
Yeah.
And all the good, the bad, the ugly.
Yeah, all of it.
All of it. I'm bearing my soul to you. And I'm not perfect, and I'm not going to be. I don't need you to try to act like I am acting like I'm perfect. This is who I am, and I'm going to share that with you over these amazing beats.
Gotcha. So, rest in power, X.
Rest in power, X.
I saw From Dusk Till Dawn while I was in LA, and that line that Clooney says to Tarantino, I hope that you find the peace in life that I wasn't able to give you.
Nice.
Death. Or I'll be finding peace in death that I wasn't able to give you in life. Made me think about X. So anyway, all right. So travel back with me, Joe, to about a month
Same
ago.
Same time. I mean, same time.
Though. No, not quite yet.
Oh.
March 13th of this year.
Yeah, I'm with you.
I'm a big fan of Van Lathan. Follow Van Lathan on all forms of social media.
You are, and you do.
Yes. Yes. Well,
you do.
Yes. And I frequently, he's one of those celebs, quote unquote, that will interact with his audience. He engages.
Break through the wall.
Yeah, he breaks through the wall. Because he's got a huge following. But for whatever reason,
and we love it when people do. We love that. We love that. Yeah.
Yeah. For whatever reason, he engaged. He's engaged with me since too. But he asked the question, which album has not aged well? And I responded. I said that, in my opinion, the Miseducation, and I'm quoting myself here, the Miseducation of Lauryn Hill has aged like a female Fox News host left on the counter. Uh,
Wow.
this prompted quite the backlash. I'm not going to say I went viral because my engagements were not in the thousands, but certainly
you might have gone Calvin viral.
yeah, yeah, definitely will.
I'm sure you were trying to work that day. And you're like, good gosh.
Yeah, it interrupted my workflow for sure, and so
that's viral, by the way. That's viral.
Well, there you go. So, Joe, I've been on record, and this is not the first time I've said this in the. Yeah, I circle back to last year when we started doing our COVID testing. Some of my students, Paula Bugren and Evan Jackson, were instrumental to helping us test the citizens of Nashville at Meharry Medical College. And sometimes in our rare moments of downtime, we would discuss music. We would listen to music. Evan was nice enough to bring like his Beats pill or whatever it was. And we would listen to music and go about testing the citizens of Nashville for COVID-19. And when we were doing so, one day they were listening to Lauryn Hill. I was like, turn that off. I said, this album is it hasn't aged well. So, Joe, I'm on record for saying that the Miseducation of Lauryn Hill released in 1998. What day in 1998 was it released?
It was August
25th. Yeah. August 25th. I too was in line at Audrey's reading room with the hundreds of others in the AUC who would decide to purchase music from Audrey. I picked this album up. I enjoyed this album. It lived up to the hype.
I got mine at the record store in Lenox. I can't remember the name of it now.
The Tower Records?
No, it wasn't. I hadn't been to Tower yet, but I got mine as a record store in Lenox.
Oh, it was some letters. It was like
it was like FHM or something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
It's like FHM. It was like in the front by Wolf, like next to Wolf Camera.
Yeah, my boy Adrian worked there. Adrian Wilson.
Across from Crate and Barrel. So I worked at Mix at Lenox that summer '98.
Right.
And I bought a lot of my music there at FHM.
Nice. So yeah, I mean, what I propose is that this is the topic of debate tonight, Joe.
Okay, bro.
The Miseducation of Lauryn Hill has not aged well. I am not saying that this is not a good to great album, because it is. However, it was an album that in its time was an instant classic. Now is not something that I would consider to be a classic. And that's what I'm saying.
What do you consider a classic?
So my gold standard for a classic, I'm glad you asked, is Only Built for Cuban Links by Raekwon.
Why? I go through them and then I'll ask.
Okay,
please.
So first and foremost, there's not a single song on there that I skipped. If I'm starting that album, I'm finishing that album.
Mm-hmm.
No skips, no pause. I mean, no nothing to interrupt the flow of that album. If I'm listening to it, I'm listening to it all the way. Every single song on there, I know the majority of the lyrics to the point where like I can just pick it up and flow with it. I can listen to it at any time, no matter what is going on. If I have a random mix, which I pretty much do all the time, if Criminology starts playing, if Ice Cream starts playing, if Ice Water starts playing, if even Shark Biters, the skit, if that starts to play, I'm listening to it. No matter where in the mix it is, I could be listening to a Sade song previously. If that comes on, no skip. It's
all right. So what are your other classics?
So the other classics to me, De La Soul is Dead.
Mm-hmm.
It becomes tricky because even certain. I mean,
this doesn't have to be genre. I'm just asking. I'm trying to get a reference for this strong opinion that you.
I got you.
Positive.
I got you. The Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band. That's there for me. The first Maxwell album,
Urban
Hang Suite. I got called an Urban Hang Suite face ass dude for taking a bath the other day.
That's fine. Tony Montana took baths too.
So. Tony Montana took baths as well. Yes, exactly. Strong men also cry. Strong men also.
Strong men also cry. Yes.
Yeah, so there's that Urban Hang Suite. There is let me see. I'm trying to think of something fairly recent. Oh, Erykah Badu Live. Um, that's about it, Joe.
Okay. I hear you.
Oh, and first Wu-Tang. The 36. Into the 36.
Okay, so that's your point of reference from a classic album. Okay.
Yes.
All right. You giving me reasons there for that. Okay. So you say though that it has not aged well.
No.
So what changed in the last? I mean, a lot of the world has changed in the last, 21 years.
Sure.
So what changed for you? Oh, no, longer than that. 23 years. Sorry. So what changed for you with this? Like, why are you feeling this way about this album? Like, what, in other words, and the reason I ask is because this album is highly regarded.
Oh yeah.
On dozens and dozens and dozens of greatest lists. Now,
yes.
People get things wrong, and there's no accounting for taste. There's no accounting for style, and people get things wrong all the time. I'm with you. I feel you. Okay, but this isn't Total Request Live. This isn't some payola. This is that had Duel of the Fates. As a number one song in the summer of '99. Like, what are you talking about? This isn't that. During the rise of Cash Money. No, this isn't that at all. So the question that begs, it begs to be asked, what do you feel has not aged well?
So it starts with doo-wop, that thing. That's where we'll start.
Please talk to me.
So Lost Ones was the Streets' first single, but for all intents and purposes,
money changes situation.
it's dope. It's dope. I got you. I'm not arguing with that. Doo-wop, that thing. It's a problematic song. It's a problematic song. It's a problematic song.
Why is that?
It's highly judgmental. Lauryn is on even though she says she qualifies it at certain points where she's like, Lauryn
is only human.
Lauryn's only human. Yes, sure. But I mean, she's dogging out these sisters that are giving up that thing, you know what I mean, and doing doing these things that are supposed to be, frowned upon. When Lauryn, in fact, herself was doing them. So like, it's just like, come on, man. Like you can't.
Artist and art, baby.
No, man. She was out of pocket. Lauryn was out of pocket.
How many people are out of pocket though for that? I understand exactly what you're saying.
Because she and here's the thing, man. Like she was worse than some of them. Like in hindsight, as it turns out, with some of the stuff.
I don't smoke weed or cess.
Yeah, thank you, Rob Banks.
I know. I'm just saying. Dre said that I don't smoke weed or cess. Dr. Dre. Then he makes the next album is the Chronic.
Right. I guess she's not the first hypocrite.
Interludes.
Yeah, I got you, man.
But I'm listening.
So this is the doo-wop, that thing is just it's out of pocket, man. It's like like it's the most anti-feminist song I can think of.
Got it.
You know what I mean?
In fact, if we Google that, I wonder how many people have that hot take on that. Looking back at it, I thought it was my brother's in the video.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, my brother's in the video playing.
Now you're gonna make me go back and watch the video. Hold on.
He's in the video playing.
I will brave that song.
You can't see him. He's in the video.
Okay.
He that summer '98, he worked for Russell Simmons at Fat Farm. That was his internship. And he was at a club doing Fat Farm promotions, and he went to go see Roy Hargrove play trumpet because Roy's from Dallas. He went to go see Roy play trumpet, and to his left was Marlon Wayans, and they were like talking, and Marlon's like, "Man, where you from, bro? Like where you from, bro? Just us Marlon Wayans." So they're talking, having a good time. And then like Marlon goes on to this thing, and then supposedly this woman is like to his right, and he's kind of looking, and then they start talking jazz, and he realizes like 2 minutes into it, like, I'm talking to Lauryn Hill. Like, oh my gosh.
Okay.
But she has like hat on. She's very pregnant. She's pretty. She's showing.
Yeah.
And favoring, the bump. And she says the same thing, like, where you from? Like, what? He's like, I'm from Dallas. I'm here to see Roy.
Yeah.
I'm here to see. She's like, Dallas. Oh my gosh. Like, okay. And she said, hey, do you want to be in my video? And he's like, yeah. So he's supposed to leave to come back to Dallas. Like, let's say that's a Friday. He's supposed to leave on Sunday. He decides to stay the extra week.
Yeah.
What he didn't understand is the end of the month, end of July, he has no place to stay. So he stays the extra week. It's another month of rent.
Right.
Which my father becomes extremely irate about.
Yeah.
Because the deal was a 2 month, June and July.
But he was in the video.
You're right. He's in the video for like $500. So if that. So but when the song came out, I think we just loved the song so much.
Yeah.
That and the video.
It's a bop.
So much. Yeah, so much that I don't think we listened to the words until, I'll never forget, September 11th, 1998. Miss Maroon White pageant, after party. I've discussed this before. We had a party at Belmont Estates at the home of Seth Pickens and Wayne Davis. After huge party. And I remember leaving with my friend, Jason Boone.
Jason!
Jason. He finally gets a shout out. He gets a shout out. Jason.
One of my favorite people. I love Jason Boone.
Thank you. Leaving with my friend Jason and a carload of girls. Elizabeth Blount. Melissa Diane Heidel. And others singing watch out. You singing whatever they say to the guys, like just singing that, like these girls know about that thing, like, and saying, Jason, you better watch out, as you're out here at the party. And I was with Jason. I don't think they saw me yet. I was with Jason. But the point being, it was like this cultural thing. I don't think people were listening to the words. And so when you say it's anti-feminist, like I had to really step back and look at the lyrics on that. And it was very preachy. But I think Lauryn tries to get away with saying Lauryn is only human, because this is on the same album as Zion, this Love Child. And hey, I don't care. Hey, have your kid. Have your
Do
kid.
your thing.
I don't care. But I'm just saying it's on the same album as Zion.
Glass
it's on the same. They are, but Lauryn is only human.
Don't think she ain't been through the same predicament.
Yeah. This is she's a year off of Kiss Off the Collarbone. I mean, where do you think the Kiss Off the Collarbone leads? Warm as the sun, drenched in black.
Hey,
fingertips small of it.
I got you.
But at the same time, I thought about now. So it's interesting. You thought about this, like the hypocritical nature of it during this song. I thought about it during the Roses of Rose with Aretha.
Okay.
Because I was like, how dare you? I thought about it during the Roses of Rose. Yeah. That's what I was on, like, nah, Holmes. No, don't do that.
Yeah.
And it was the video too, but I didn't want to, like, it's such a beautiful happening of all these black voices, women's voices together, with the Queen Mother Aretha, as the centering piece, or sitting around the piano. But anyway, so it hasn't aged well because it's preachy.
Well,
it's anti-feminist.
So this starts, the middle of this album is mediocre.
The middle is mediocre. Talk to me about what's mediocre. Oh my gosh. Superstar Final Hour.
Superstar's the next song. Yeah. Yes. Superstar's the next song.
I don't even know that song. I'm gonna be honest. I don't even know that song.
Okay. This speaks to my point. And every time I engage somebody in this argument, I say, this is another song I'm gonna mention. I'm gonna say, when was the last time you listened to it? But Superstar is one of those songs that quite frankly, people either just kind of are, it's listening to them more than they're listening to them, more than they're listening to it, or they skip it outright. So like I skip
Superstar, especially
Come
after
On, Baby,
coming
Light My Fire. Everything you drop is so tired.
Oh, she's still talking smack.
Music is supposed to inspire. How come we ain't getting no higher?
She's still talking smack. Who's she talking to? She talking to Diddy?
So she's talking to Diddy and them. You know what I mean? That's the theory anyway. And it's just like
I had not read a thing about that. That was just a get. I mean, because everybody was dissing Diddy, so that was like the thing to do. Go ahead.
Yeah, and the Roots did it. You know, I mean, like what they do. You know, like I get it. You know what I'm saying?
Where is he running? Why are they running?
Right. Now? It's a great video. It's still a great video. Video.
One of the best.
Yeah. But even like, you know, an avid Questlove fan like myself, he talks about how he has regrets about some of those things that they shouldn't have.
They shouldn't have.
They were coming at people they didn't understand.
But they're all, and that's a clique. That's a clique, by the way. That's a crew.
Oh yeah. I mean, James Poyser is the producer of this particular song, and you know that's the Soulquarians. Like, I mean, you know, I'm knowing, but you know, it's just it's again, she's on her high horse. You know, and this is the thing in the subsequent years that have the events that have occurred since then. It's amazing how karma works and how people, when they fall, like you see these people coming down. You know what I mean? Like, and this is not to say like I don't believe in like that kind of vengeance or anything like that, but I do think that, you know, sometimes when you are feeling yourself a bit too much, you get that kick in the ass. And she was on one. Like, there's no other way of putting it other than she was on one. She's dissing, you know, just everybody for no good reason. So then there's Final Hour. Again,
that's the song after that. Now, how does that? What is that one? I can't remember that one.
You can have the money. You can have the power.
I don't even know that. Okay, I don't even know that.
In the Final Hour, like
I skipped it. Now, when it hurts so bad, is when it kind of comes back.
When it hurts so bad, it starts to come back. I agree.
Personally.
Yeah. No, when it hurts so bad, it's definitely.
Why does it feel? Yeah. But it's still not. It's not. I used to love him. I used to love him is when it comes back. They pick it. Well, I used to love him as a departure because Forgive Them, Father is, and Every Ghetto, Every City.
When's the last time you listened to Every Ghetto, Every City, Joe? That's my one. No one does.
I don't, but I can tell you this. The last three, 12 to 14.
Sure.
Well, 12 and 13.
Sure.
The Miseducation, no, 12 to 14 is
and even the
strong.
Bonus tracks. I would argue
the bonus. They could have just put the bonus tracks on the album.
I agree. Why didn't they? And so these are the things that I say.
That's all I wanted to say tonight about in your with you. The bonus tracks can't take my eyes off him and tell him.
It's my jam. Like
that's literally one of the last 30 years.
Yeah. And so I want to say some good things about this album before I start to berate again. That my inverse shit sandwich.
Since we're going track by track. Because in all sincerity though, you're only talking about let's be honest. Superstar, Final Hour, When It Hurts So Bad. Forgive Them, Father, Every Ghetto, Every City.
That's 5 songs.
That's 5 songs. 5 of 14.
On a classic album.
5 of 14. Yeah, that is that. You can't tell me that. Nation of Millions. You can't tell me that. Sergeant Pepper, as we mentioned earlier, give me a break.
Yeah.
You know, give me
Death Certificate was another one I forgot about. Death Certificate is another one I can listen to start to finish. And again, you know, like I'm not skipping Us, and Us is the weakest song on Death Certificate. So like I do want to say some good things about the album because I've been accused of hating the album. I don't hate it. X Factor is top 5 songs, period, for me. It gets me in my feels every single time. It's the most well-written song about a breakup and how a breakup feels to me of any song ever. The only song that comes even close to it for me is Can't Let Go by Mariah Carey. Those 2 songs epitomize how I feel about breakups and things of that nature. Okay. So there's that. X Factor is incredible. I'm kind of meh on To Zion, but I get it. I'm also meh on Isn't She Lovely? So there's that too. Like, yeah, I know.
I have no words for you right now.
I know. I don't. Maybe that was
how dare you?
I love
the temerity to even speak ill of a second of Songs in the Key of Life.
Man,
I don't know. You know what Ocean's 13. Ocean's 13 when he says, I can't believe you've gotten here and we don't know that. And we're this far into the thing, and you're just now dissing. You're just now telling your feelings about a song from Songs of the Key of Life.
I'm trolling a little bit.
And I noticed you didn't mention it. I noticed it didn't come up. But that's fine.
Oh no, I mean, because if
obviously you don't like Songs of the Key. You don't like Isn't She Lovely?
I love it. Well, actually,
no, you don't like Isn't She Lovely? So
no,
it wouldn't be a perfect album.
I'm joking.
No, you don't have to like. You don't have to like anything you want to like.
No,
I'd love to have the conversation.
I wanted to spark some emotion from you there.
When Sage was born, I couldn't stop like that and Daughter, Paul Simon.
Yeah.
Not John Mayer.
No.
But that father and daughter, Paul.
I'm
Simon.
trolling just
Go
a bit,
ahead.
but I'll say the Talking Book is in Intervisions are better albums than
Okay, that's fine. Shoot. Songs of the Key got 33 tracks on it, bro.
Yeah.
I'm going back to Saturn.
Saturn is incredible. All right. we should talk about that album actually.
We should.
Yeah. Nothing Even Matters is also.
Nothing Even Matters is and you could play that any day, anytime.
Peak
Nothing matters. You could drop it today. You could drop it today.
Yeah.
And it still works. Yeah. It is peak D'Angelo. Imagine this. D'Angelo is making Voodoo.
Yeah.
Okay. Or he's about to make
painstakingly.
Yes, painstakingly creating Voodoo.
Yes.
And he gives her this track.
Yeah. Incredible. The
same thing with Mary. I'm sorry. Yeah. I used to love it.
I used to love it. Is up there, and this song doesn't have
because when they go off at the end.
Yeah, it has its fair share of detractors, Joe. I didn't realize this until I started engaging some.
What, you used to love him?
Yeah, it does.
Why?
The primary reason is that there are a lot of Mary J haters out there.
And hateration, holleration.
Yeah. One of my favorite all-time. Probably my favorite Maharian. One of my top 3 favorite people on the planet, Geraldine Allen. Mm-hmm. We took a lot of trips back and forth to Atlanta when my dad was sick. She helped me out quite a bit. And we used to listen to songs I liked and songs she liked. But one artist that was banned in her car was Mary J. And so,
Okay.
And Geraldine's a true, like her whole family, Kisa, Kenny, all of them. They're music buffs. So, Mary J's not one of their favorites. So some people don't like that. I personally I used to love them. And then Everything is Everything is what I wanted more of on that album as far as hip hop is concerned. And like that I
love Everything Is There. I even liked the video. I thought it was pretty inventive, actually.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It was crazy with the scrap the record and everything.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it was dope.
That's why the Miseducation is live too, because the popping of the popping of the needle as it starts.
Yeah.
And she's on the piano. Like
it's throwback. It's like Donnie. It gives you Donnie vibes. There's some strong Donnie Hathaway
vibes. Strong. I mean, yes.
I got it. And just let not your heart be troubled. Whoever's listening to this that thinks I don't know music.
But at least that's a strong ending.
Yeah.
But I hear you. because 12 through 16 are strong.
Yeah.
If you add the bonus tracks. But there's literally no purpose for Every Ghetto, Every City, Forgive Them, Father, When It Hurts So Bad, Final Hour, and Superstar. In fact, you drop those 5 and you push the other 2 up.
Yeah.
You have a masterpiece.
We wouldn't be having this conversation right now, honestly.
No, you have a masterpiece.
Because I would probably still feel as though it's not like, a 5 mic classic, but I wouldn't be able to argue that it is aged poorly. So there's that. And then my final salvo is this. And this is where people get really angry with me. Wyclef's solo album is better. Overall. The Carnival, I listen, that's another one that there's like one song I skip on the Carnival. It might be Saint Fizzy, one of those songs in the middle. Bubble Goose, one of those. But otherwise, the Carnival, even the songs that are in Haitian Creole, I love. It's the Carnival has aged better. I listen to the Carnival at least once every 3 months or so. And it's not, again, I love elements on my 5-star playlist. Certainly, Nothing Even Matters, X Factor. You're gonna see those songs on my 5-star playlist for sure. Mm-hmm. They got hundreds and hundreds of plays for me. Okay, but the album as a whole is not as good as the Carnival.
Okay.
Not as good. Now, Guantanamera. I was in the Armory, the DC Armory, for Howard Homecoming in the fall of 1997. When Morehouse was playing Howard up there, I had gone up against the wall and gotten me some shirts from up against the wall, and was getting hyped for the parties later on at Republic Gardens and everything like that. And KRS-One was about to come out, and the DJ plays Guantanamera, and the whole DC Armory just erupts. It's like, yo, it's a vibe. It's a, and it continues to be an album that I love. I don't, and I'm not gonna hold Lauryn's actions against her. All the things that have happened since, like, the concerts that she's missed or been late to, all these kind of things, the disappointing unplugged album, the whatever. Life happens, you know what I mean? There was a moment, but I will say that moment is looked upon with a little bit too much nostalgia, and it is colored by a little bit too much nostalgia, and people love this album, but upon a close, detailed inspection, which I'm a critic, my medical students hate me sometimes because I'm listening to what they say intently, and I'm listening to critique it. I do the same thing with music, with movies. That's why we have the Open Tabs podcast. That's why we talk about these things, because we love these things. But I'm of the James Baldwin mindset that it is because I love these things that I reserve the right to criticize them. And so Lauryn and Lauryn may never listen to this, so she whatever the case is. Hey, Cowboys, yes, give me all of Cowboys, Lauryn. Give me all of Blunted on Reality. Give me, like the score, all of that. I want all of that. Yeah. But the solo album, Lauryn, the multi-Grammy award winning number 10 on the Rolling Stones revised
number 10
list.
number 10
out of 500.
Of 500 greatest albums of all time, according to Rolling Stone. Number 10.
I got it. That's awesome.
Despite the fact that the song Superstar, Final Hour, When It Hurts So Bad, Forgive Them, Father, Every Ghetto, Every City.
Whoever wrote the review, I guarantee they didn't listen to or if they listened to those songs, they were like, it was probably good when the album came out. Something along those lines.
And you know what? I think Zion gets love because she was pregnant and because Carlos Santana's on it. Let's just be honest.
Yeah.
You didn't say anything about one of the other things that makes this album kind of beautiful, though.
The skits,
I think. Yeah.
The skits are incredible. And I'm a skit guy.
I mean, this is in my opinion. My opinion.
No, I agree. Joe, I agree. The skits are incredible. Like there's a lot of you have to be listening. Because there's a lot of little stuff that's dropped, and they start
Love.
talking about, exactly.
Kurt Franklin,
Kurt
Franklin.
Yeah.
You won't know this song.
Yeah, man.
He got nice Jordans. He got nice shoes.
No, the skits are great. It's daylight level. Not for. It's certainly not humorous. I mean, there are humorous moments, but it's what they're saying about love and the nature of love and the nature of being. Yes, it's great. The skits are great. And that does contribute. To your point, Joe, it contributes to the greatness of the album. And that's something I haven't considered in a while. So.
Oh, it does. It doesn't make up for like those 5 songs, but I think it does give some authenticity about opinions on what love is. And I think, I think the miseducation is, in my opinion, is that we grow up thinking these things are about one thing when or we're taught that this is the way, or we want it to be one way when it's really another way. And the miseducation of Lauryn Hill, I think what she's trying to say is that these are the things that I'm going through and trying to change or be better at because I've been miseducated about love, about relationships, about success, about art, about creativity, about family, because of all those things and all those things put together. I've been miseducated, and we all have. And so I'm going to create this album to fight through that miseducation and try to come out better on the other side. I part of me thinks that that's where she's going with the title and the purpose, but I could be wrong.
Sure.
I've been very, very wrong before. I enjoyed the album then. It was a cultural phenomenon at the time. I think, it was bigger than the score, which I didn't think you could get bigger than that.
Yeah.
I thought the score was just humongous. But it was bigger than the score in a weird time for music too.
Yeah.
And I don't mean too weird, but I'm just saying, like, because was it rap? Was it R&B? Like it was like genre. It was in a bunch of different genres, but then it was highly decorated. And I think it came along at a time when I don't want to say guilt had anything to do with it, with white guilt that had anything to do with it, but I do think that it was a unicorn just running through the forest, like my main man Luka Doncic. I was going to get him in here somehow. Like Luka or KP Porzingis running through the forest and just being like unlike any other album at the time.
Yeah.
And so the themes that she's mentioning, empowerment and be better girls and all this kind of stuff, people, oh yeah, let's do that. Yeah. Not even noticing the toxic nature of the messaging, particularly when, it's do as I say, not as I do. Mm-hmm. But love is love, and people do what they want to do when they're in love. So if they're fortunate enough, they do whatever they want to do when they're in love. So hey,
love is strange,
I think it is. So I want to say this though on Legacy, right? So she makes this.
Uh-huh.
We know what happened. She got sued by the writers of the actual songs.
Yeah.
After winning the Grammys and getting the money. But then, so this is 98. So she's still on kind of a little run, and she has one single a year later, mm-hmm. that kind of carries her to 2000, mm-hmm. and that's Turn Your Lights Down Low, her father-in-law.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
For arguably the biggest movie of that year for us.
Yeah.
The Best Man. And then 2000 comes, and then you get Love and Basketball in 2000. But in 99, it's The Best Man, and absolutely. It's the jam off it's the big jam off The Best Man, right? So so Turn Your Lights Down Low is a remake, by the way, not even a remake, but it brings her back, keeps her conscious, relevant and things of that nature. And Ray told me that she said that the label never even asked her. Rough House didn't even ask her, or Columbia didn't ask her to make a second album.
Wow.
So all she did was that live thing, like what, 01?
Yeah.
Or that Unplugged, and then that was it. And then next time we saw her, to your point though, and you'll appreciate this, was during the Chappelle Black Party, and she's sitting there talking about where y'all been.
Right. No, where you been?
Where you been? She's like, here with the kids. Like, a lot of people got kids.
Yeah, man.
But
Nelly Furtado had some kids and came out with Loose, man. What you talking about? Come on, man.
So hey, sis got problems, and sis trying to do what she can.
Yeah.
Okay.
I get it.
Sis trying to do what she can. I'm all for that. But we're talking about the album now. So
I'm gonna say this,
5 tracks on that album could be done without. 5 tracks.
I've said a lot of bad things about this album. I'll tell you what, and this says a lot. Killer Cow could not make Superstar or Every Ghetto, Every City. I couldn't make a song nearly as good as either of those songs. So, I get it. You know what I mean? Like,
but Every Ghetto, Every City just didn't even deserve to be on that. I mean, those songs didn't even deserve to be on that wonderful album.
Yeah.
I don't even know where it's like, huh? What are you doing? Like, did you have to do this? Do you have an obligation to the label that you had to put these tracks on? And then why have the hidden tracks? Some of the telling, let me be kind, man, please.
Yeah.
Let me be kind.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean,
incredible. It's
back in the days of the hidden track.
Yeah, man. Oh, those hidden tracks, man. They used to.
Tracks.
hidden tracks used to be where it was at, man. Like, you know, I know that for the Chronic, for instance, we talked about the Chronic before. You know, there were reasons why the last song on that album could not be listed. But
Yeah.
you know, from there, like you realize, like I'm gonna tell on myself a little bit. I used to turn the album off before that song because I didn't even know it was on there. It was that hidden for me, you know.
Yeah.
And then there was the other version of the hidden track where you would have like, yeah.
I once knew a man.
Yeah. There used to be another version of the hidden track where, like, you know, you have like you know, you see that the track itself was 14 minutes, for instance. Janet was good.
I think Jay and Kanye were the last people that I recall.
Right.
When I was still
Watch the Throne. Yeah.
Watch the Throne, and they did it on like MP3s, which was like, huh? And so the track plays, you know, it's silent for 4 minutes. Then it comes back, and it's Ham, which is what they opened that show with, Watch the Throne with.
That artist lost, man.
10 years ago.
They used to be the vibe. So you would actually be looking forward to something like that happening. And you know, that's lost. You know, in the digital age.
I remember before the album dropped, before Miseducation, summer '98, before Miseducation, I watched Conspiracy Theory.
Yes, I watched that with my pops. Yeah,
the film Conspiracy Theory.
The two picks in the door.
Yeah, a lot going on in that movie with Julia and Mel, and at the end of it, during the credits, right, they played the song. The full song. Yep. I had a tape player that I put by the TV.
Nice.
See, two fingers
to hit
play and record.
Right.
So I could get.
Kids don't know about that.
No, I don't know about that. So I could tell him, right?
Yeah.
And then imagine my wonderment and surprise when I bought when it was on there. Yeah, it's there. I think I read about it in Vibe that it was going to be on there.
Yeah.
And then I couldn't find. I was like, where is it? It's not on. It wasn't listed on the back.
Yeah. One of the great covers of all time. Because you know, I mean, I've listened to this.
She Wanted to Be songs in the key.
Yeah. Well, no, I'm talking about it was a good cover song.
Cover. Oh, okay.
Yeah. But yeah. I mean, you know, and to your point, Joe. Also, the album artwork it's album artwork is memorable. It's album artwork that looks like it should be a classic. Yes, you know, it's dope. And you know, again, people are gonna say, "Oh, Cal, you hate this." I don't hate the album. I don't hate the album, guys. I
don't think you do. I don't think.
I know. I mean, you know, we vibing. You know what I mean? But like, you know, Joe Schmo out here, or you know, if you know, I don't know, Geraldine or Kate or somebody, they're listening. And they're like, "Oh, Cal hates this." I don't hate Lauryn, and I don't hate the album. But
Lauryn is only human, bro.
Lauryn is very much only human. And if only Lauryn in '98 knew how human she was, she would have put some of these tracks on there. But you know, anyway, it is what it is, man. You know, obviously, many people disagree with me, and that's okay. Won't be the last time that many people disagree with me. I'm good in where I am. You know, you may think that I'm an idiot. I assure you, I'm not, and I can quantifiably prove it. But you know,
yes, you're not.
It is what it is, my good man. So, any final thoughts on the album itself, Joe, or things that you want to say?
I do understand where you're coming from. I'd never thought of it that way before. And you've given me something to think about.
That's all
I think it's been such a universally respected and loved work that I had not dissected it. I think because of the highs and how high they are, I hadn't necessarily looked at, you know, the lows. And so however, I think if we do that, being fair, though we don't have to be fair, but being fair, then you know, you can look at a lot of other things that are a lot of the albums that are beloved and say, hold up.
Yeah, let's re-examine them. I'm all for that.
Yeah, because I, you know, when you were going through your list, I was thinking of one for me, and I think Prince. I think Purple Rain is a classic album.
Yeah,
and even Computer Blue,
especially Computer Blue.
I'm fine with that. Yeah. But I had to be. I mean, when I was 9, listening to it, I didn't quite get it. But when I got to college, my second year at Howard, and living the beautiful ones, living it.
Yes.
Do you want him? Do you want me? Because I don't want you.
Exactly.
Different.
A lot of pain. A lot of pain.
Lot of pain. A little different. Little different.
Yeah.
Didn't understand in the film what he was doing at the time. Later, you know, grew up, got older, and realized, oh, this is what he's doing, and that's why she's mad. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But you know, I just think that there are. I'd love for us to time look at things that are revered and say, whoa, did that age well?
Yeah.
Has that how is that?
I mean, I have some thoughts, man. You know, and look, man, my boy Jeff Jones.
Yes.
Jackie Brown.
Shout out to Jeff.
He often tells me, like, you know, we have to be very careful about looking at things that we enjoyed in our past with 2021 eyes, because our views are so different.
Oh yeah.
And the things that we did even during that time. I mean, like I would not. There are things I did during those years that I'm not proud of at all. You know what I mean? And that was me, kill a cow. You know what I'm saying? So like, I can't be too hypercritical. I have to watch that. You know, I can only talk about how it has aged for me personally, like how I feel.
Yeah. That's what you're saying. I don't think you're saying anything different than that, though.
But I mean, like there, because you have to be. I'm careful now about canceling, because like I'll give an example of it. CeeLo, and not just CeeLo in terms of the things he was accused of doing, or the things that he said, but what's this? Not Slum Beautiful. What is this song? Beautiful Skin.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful Skin. In my adult listening to Beautiful Skin, I feel much the same way that I do about Do Wop That Thing. And that it's extremely judgmental. It's extremely like, I don't know. It's not what you want to be saying to young women, especially women who are in the formative years, like where they're starting to come into their own, and there may be some uncertainty or confusion about who they are, sexually, physically, emotionally, all these kind of things. The judgments that are placed upon them, it just doesn't say those things that you want to really say. But like, I can only say that now from from growing and experiencing life and all these kind of things, and it's kind of judgmental of me even to feel that way about what he said. But
so do you think that, I mean, they were young as well, but do you think that, but they probably weren't questioning themselves, do you think that really just CeeLo's verses are jacked up, or do you think like Gips verses and Cujo's?
I think Gips are more grounded in reality than CeeLo.
Yeah, it's like him and Joy. I mean, Gips is literally an autobiographical, a tale of their story. He's retelling their story. I met you, I knew. Saw you get on Marietta Lonely. Took to dinner one night.
Get on dinner one night. Good evening. Hey, look, Big Gip is one of the realest ever.
Ever.
So, like in Beautiful Skin, there's when CeeLo's like, "Excuse me, young lady, allow me to say that if you believe, you wouldn't dress that way, and I couldn't see all your ass." Like, come on, man. Like, CeeLo, like
he did say that.
It's like the past.
So in other words,
cloth on the young lady. Ask the young lady to sit up front and then put the red cloth on the legs. Like, oh man.
Big boy saying eyes beaming like 4 carats, blinding me. Just neck smelling sweeter than a plate of yams with extra syrup.
Extra syrup.
Far nicer way to say the same thing.
Yeah, and non-judgmental. non-judgmental. So that's all I'm saying. But again, people could be like, well, Cal, you doing a whole lot. You're doing too much here. And
well, I think they were 22. They were like 24 years old.
Yeah.
Which is probably the same age Lauryn was, 24, 25 when she made this
24,
album.
I was a complete idiot. So
well, but Calvin, so that's the thing. They are the same age essentially.
Yeah, sure.
So that on the complete idiot scale, if we look at it that way, they're the exact same. I mean, the guys like,
yeah.
Yo.
Shami just got busted his head.
Who?
Shami for 212.
They're already in the room when he's knocking on the door. By the way, he's already in the room when he's knocking on the door. You can hear him talking. Yeah. The same guys.
I'll buy you 4 more killer tapes.
I'll buy you 4 more, brother. Was he saying Shamid to the tape?
Yeah.
That's what I thought he was saying. Shamid. He's laying there with all kinds. So I'm thinking, like, are they gonna go avenge him? I'm ready to bust. I'm ready to get busy. Let's go. Or are they just leaving for the night? Are they gonna avenge?
I think they're gonna avenge Shamik, man.
That's what I thought.
Hey, man, they trying to get their coach.
And then Meth said he took the tape.
He probably took the tape.
Right.
What a great moment. Hey, so Joe.
I'm sorry, that's the stupidest thing.
It's
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
What do we where are we going next, man? What are we doing next?
We have a lot of places we can land.
Yeah. I had thoughts.
Okay, what are your thoughts?
We got some stuff on our docket. You know what I mean?
We're backloaded. We got some heavy. We can't keep staring. We can't keep staring at it. We gotta
got some heavy hitters coming, man.
Don't wish it away. Don't look at it.
And after we're done recording, I want to propose something to you. I just thought about it again.
Oh boy, here we go. Can't wait.
But I'm thinking
Sleepy Brown. That was a Sleepy Brown reference. Keep going.
I can't wait.
Leather in the summer.
That album was slept on me. And also his original Sleepy Stain. If you haven't listened to that, ladies and gentlemen, you should really get that album out. Sleepy Stain, Still Smoking, Still Drinking. It's a great album. So anyway, I'm looking at your list, man.
Yeah.
And I see Bad Boys just looking at me.
Okay.
It's looking at me, and it's like
I have no problem with that.
Marty Marr.
Wait. What else is on your mind though? What else is on your mind before I say I have no problem with that?
The other one that I'm thinking about is the great Sidney Poitier Bill Cosby classic. Let's Do It Again. So I'm your Huckleberry. Whatever you say, go, sir.
We can wait to do that. There's really not a lot of research about that, so it's going to be a lot of opinion. Okay. So I'm down for Bad Boys.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think it's time, man. And we got to talk about Mike Lowry.
Hey, I'm ready. Is this our first Will Smith? Is this our first Will Smith?
It's our first Will Smith. And I have very strong opinions about Will Smith.
Wow, I thought I had
I love Willard. I love Willard.
This is Martin's movie.
I have very strong opinions about Willard Smith. I love
the second movie became Will's movie.
Did it?
And the third movie, thank God Will was there.
Yeah.
Because without it, I don't even know what Martin was doing in the third movie.
Yeah.
He just got a check.
Yeah.
It's kind of like the late career.
Martin's been mailing in there for a long time now. Yeah.
It was. It was painful to watch 3.
Yeah. Well,
you shouldn't. No.
I have a soft spot for 3. Midnight Cocoa Bean.
You do that. You enjoy that. I'll never see that again. I will never see that again. And please don't ask me to review that. I will never see that again. I'll sit here like, yeah, the whole time. I will never watch that movie. I was so angry. The things I went through to see it.
Yes.
Well. Download it and watch it in my home during COVID.
In my home, where my
wife sleeps.
Yeah,
children play with their toys. Well, their children play with their toys.
We're just gonna sprinkle these Godfather 2 references in here.
Again, it keeps coming up.
Pervasive.
I think I have somebody to come in with us on these things we have to do.
Let me.
That was another one. That was another one right there. I threw it at you. I threw it up with you.
I'm sorry, man.
You gonna come along with me on these things you have to do, or what?
Oh.
Because if not, you can take your wife, your children, and your mistress.
Yes. Why do you do these? Why do you say?
Why do you injure me? Why do you hurt me, Michael?
When all I've done.
I love when Tom says it's like.
It's great.
Why?
It's great.
Why?
And I think that
I got somebody that I think we should. We'll talk about.
It's
I wanted to do Seinfeld too, but I got. He's been hitting me up a lot. Like after listening to after listening to the Godfather podcast, he's been hitting me up like, yo.
That's very similar to the proposal that I have. So hey,
okay.
I'm with you. Okay. Okay.
There's a few other looming out there at us. They're staring at these films.
Yeah, we got films.
Yeah, it's like a bunch of planes. You about to
man.
land.
What do they call it when they're in holding patterns here?
Taxiing or whatever they're doing, circling the airfield.
Oh man, I hate when that happens.
Fly Delta jets. Yes.
Well, on that note, ladies and gentlemen, the Open Task Podcast is back. We were refreshed.
We back.
There's a birthday coming up that I'm not stopping even then. So
I forgot to say, I'm sorry. Shout out to my godson. Shout out to my godson, James Christopher Love, who turned sorry, I forgot about that.
Yes.
James turned 3. So shout out to James for turning 3. Good for you, big fella.
3 is a big year.
Some might call him JC Love the Fourth, but he's really named James Christopher Love.
Yeah, because JC don't stand for nothing. So
it doesn't. So but James is James.
James is James. He's carving out his own thing.
Yeah, he is. He definitely is.
Him and Tony will be classmates.
It is with this hope that we return to the South.
Oh, one last shout out real quick to my godson, young.
Oh yeah.
Philip Bryant Jr. PJ, my man, made a decision to join the fold. He's gonna be a man of the house. He's gonna
very excited. Very excited for you, man.
I'm so hey man. Shout out to P Jizzle, my man. This is definitely.
Where is he from?
He's born and raised in Nashville, Tennessee. He's been here his entire life. Went to Hillsborough Comprehensive High School. He's graduating at the end of May from Hillsborough Comprehensive. He's a borough. They have the donkey. That's their mascot. So
why not?
Yeah, man. Little PJ come a long way from telling on Uncle Cal for watching The Sopranos, The Prados. So.
Yes.
I couldn't be prouder. He's a great kid, great sense of humor, is a fully formed man on his own. Came to the decision. It's funny because his mom called me. I was in the Nike store at the Grove where I purchased a beautiful Jackie Robinson Brooklyn Dodgers jersey. Those
nice.
Follow me
yes, I saw that picture. Yes, it's beautiful. Yeah. Shout out to Jackie Robinson today.
Yeah, Jackie Robinson Day. That's right.
Yes.
So I should have. It's in the dry cleaners because I wore it.
I understand.
But
Joe Pepitone.
Joe Pepitone. Hey, I can't wait for that. But yeah, I was in the Nike store, and Tata calls his mom, Dr. Tasha Smith calls me up, and she's like, "Yo, PJ decided he's coming to Morehouse." And I was like, "Yo, man, I was just planning my spiel to him because I didn't want to, I didn't want to hit him over the head with it, but I wanted to tell him about my experience, and he came to the decision on his own." So
beautiful.
Shout out to PJ.
Beautiful, man.
It's so much better that way. Because it's his decision. This is what he wants to do.
Absolutely. So it's one of the absolute best.
He's going to be a dual degree student more likely than not.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. And he needs to be pushed and wants to be pushed. Okay. I mean, he's smart like that. You know what I mean? Like I'm that kind of smart too, where, to meet my full potential, sometimes I need a little shove. So
I do understand that. believe me, I do.
He's in the right place, man, and I love it, man. So shout out to PJ.
Shout out to PJ. Congratulations to him and the other members of the class of 2025.
Monumental, man. Post-COVID.
2025. Yes, Lord have mercy.
Woo.
2025. Good gosh.
So
yes.
Until next week.
Bad Boys. We're going to Miami. Little young Tay Leone.
I got thoughts.
Young,
I got
I'm
thoughts
sure you
on
do.
Tay Leone.
I'm sure you do.
Oh
I'm sure you do.
man, I can't wait. Can't wait.
I'm sure you do. You look like a modeling interest for me. Model for me.
My man, John Spider, Sally, and the great Joey Pantaleone.
Joey Pants.
Yeah, man.
I gotta love it.
Yeah. All right, brother. Well, until then,
Okay, brother.
I'm Calvin Smith. This is Joe Carlos. We are the Open Task Podcast.
We are.
Thanks for listening, guys, or watching. YouTube, Spotify, Apple, Google Podcasts, you name it. Listen, subscribe.
We taking over one city at a time. That's for Nina and Shay. That's for Nina.
They love it. They love it.
That was for them.
We'll talk to y'all the next time.
Peace to the guys.